Hey guys, how many times have you been doing things around the house that needed to be done and you were bored out of your mind, such as doing laundry, washing dishes, just even getting ready in the morning, you're taking a shower, shaving your legs, washing your hair, doing all these different things and putting on your makeup. I mean, there's just so many things that we do all the time that take up time, and it's just like mindless drudgery. Well, utilize that time that you have and do something else with your mind while your body is doing things that have to be done. And what I'm talking about is talk radio. One day I just flipped on the radio and I didn't feel like listening to music, so I switched it over to the AM dial and I just started scanning through the channels and listening to what was on there. And I hadn't listened to talk radio in several years, and I was really surprised because it's changed a lot as far as like who was on and what they're talking about, and it was really interesting. And this was part of the reason why I wanted to sort of make a change with this channel, my channel, because they were talking about so many things that were interesting, and I thought, that would be fun to do on YouTube. Turn it into like a talk show and to just talk about all kinds of things instead of always focusing on makeup. So if you haven't listened to talk radio, give it a shot because there are so many different people with so many different opinions about things, and it can be really interesting. And this way you won't be just standing there doing something and bored, and it will keep you entertained while you're doing what you have to do. Because most of the time when you're doing the types of things that I'm talking about, you can't really be doing anything else like, obviously being on the computer or watching things on TV is entertaining, but the kind of things that I was talking about, you can't really be at your computer or the TV to do those kind of things. But a radio, you can just put a radio pretty much anywhere that you are, and you don't need to look at it while you're listening to it. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, well, what shows do you listen to? I don't want to get too specific about that because different people have different tastes in things. And the funny thing is, the people that I've been listening to lately, I don't necessarily agree with them, and my views on things are actually quite different as far as like my beliefs and the way I look at the issues that they look at may not necessarily be the same thing, but I can totally respect the fact that other people have other opinions than I do, and I can still learn something by listening to what they're talking about anyway. I just think it's funny because some of it seems, well, on some of the shows it seems so over the top that it almost sounds like it's staged, but then there's other people out there that bring it a little more down to earth, that I can relate to more about what they're saying. But there's all different shows, all different styles, and it wouldn't do me any good to quote specifics to you anyway because the schedules are different in different parts of the country, and depending on where you live, you might be able to pull in stations that I can't, and vice versa. So give it a shot. If you're doing something around the house and you're bored, just flip on the radio and switch it over to the AM dial, and depending on what kind of radio you have, scan through the dial or hit scan or whatever, and give it a shot. There are some really interesting people and some great shows out there that will keep you entertained. I do the same thing in the car now too. If I have to go somewhere and run an errand, instead of putting music on, I put the talk radio shows on. I flip it over to the AM dial, and I know that AM radio is like such a old school thing of the past, but there are some interesting shows out there. So give it a shot if you haven't listened to it in a long time, or if you've never listened to it. This might be a whole new experience for you. So try it. And if you listen to any talk radio shows on a regular basis, let me know. Leave it in the comment section, and I would love to hear, your opinion about this. So that's it for today, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.